Hey guys, also welcome to another video of mine. It's Commander Blay, and this is another Chelsea transfer video for you guys, for my subscribers. And in this video, we have a jam-packed video full of stories, full of publication reporting, players, new players into Chelsea. And obviously, because of coronavirus and lockdown, a lot of news articles and journalists are bored, so they'll be looking for clicks. But I'm going to be debunking the ones that are simply BS and untrue and completely fabricated, the ones that have legit interest and how they could suit Chelsea, giving my thoughts on each player and each story that I do speak about. But before I do get into it, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you are not here, hit the bell notification for every time I do upload, and comment down below your thoughts on each story and topic that I do speak about. But without further ado, let's get straight into the first news report. And the first one, it does regard Kai Havertz. Now, he's a player I've spoken about in the last couple of days. Now, the reason why I want to speak to him, regarding him, is we know now that Chelsea have legitimate interest in Kai Havertz. This was proven by Raphael Honigstein, the reliable German journalist who was speaking on Alex Goldberg's podcast, The Byline. If you guys don't know, Alex Goldberg is quite popular on Twitter. And he basically stated that Chelsea have legitimate interest in Kai Havertz. And along with other clubs, and Nicolo Schira, a reliable Italian journalist, reported this morning that Chelsea, alongside Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Arsenal, are interested in Kai Havertz. However, Bayer Leverkusen won't be selling him for less than 80 million euros. Now, we know that he is on the priority list alongside Sancho regarding a marquee signing, a statement signed that Roman Abramovich and the board do want to make. Now, it has been no hidden secret that since, for the following season, that we do want to revamp the squad. We want to breed the younger players in from the academy, which is why Lampard had the whole revamp of the coaching system and why Lampard was brought in the first place. But we do want to sign top players, and a marquee signing, a statement signing, was always wanted. Now, many reasons for this. One, we want to be an elite club. We want to be one of Europe's best. You need to be signing elite players. Number two, we haven't signed a top player in a while. And number three, you need to keep your shareholders, your investors happy. At the end of the day, we need to get shirt sales. We need to be able to profit. You need to be looking at the business side of football at the same time as on the football pitch. Now, as fans, we have the tendency to just look on the football side, which is completely understandable. That's why we enjoy football. But we need to appreciate the business side as well. And, with Free being our new sponsor as well, we're going to need a big name player to be wearing that shirt. So, it helps out our sponsor at the same time. So it makes sense. And the two, marquee signing players on the shortlist is obviously Jadon Sancho and Kai Havertz, both of them with legitimate interest, with legitimate contacts. And to be honest, what Nicolo Schira is saying is he wouldn't cost less than 80 million euros, which a lot of us know already. He would be in the 80 million to 100 million euro price range. Now, what I want to propose to you guys is, who would you rather have at Chelsea, Jadon Sancho or Kai Havertz? Now, I will be making a comparison video at some point between the two, and who, in my opinion, we should sign, looking at the statistics, really breaking down, analysing who would suit our team better. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. Now, regarding Kai Havertz, like I said, what I want to propose to you, who would you rather have, Kai Havertz or Jadon Sancho? Now, Kai Havertz would be slightly cheaper than Jadon Sancho. Bear in mind, they're very similar age. I think they're the same age. I'm 20, 21. I know Jadon Sancho is 20. But remember that Kai Havertz is not your out-and-out winger. He's very versatile. Compare and consider these things. Who would you rather have and why? Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. Now, getting into the next story that does regard Alex Telles. Now, this one was an interesting one, and it really came out of the blue. Now, again, he's another player I've spoken a lot about on this channel in the past few weeks. He's one of our top left-back choices, and from what I was hearing a month ago, it was nearing a done deal, and that was certain. And many people, many journalists and many people I was speaking to on social media, especially Twitter, were saying that Alex Telles was looking like a done deal. He was Chelsea's first choice. Lampard approved it. He wants Alex Telles. He fits our system. He's one of the best attacking fullbacks in Europe. And looked certain of Chelsea leading the race at the time. A lot of Portuguese publications stating it. Now, what's interesting is afterwards, PSG entered the race. Now, we know PSG started leading the race and they were really advancing in negotiations, and looked certain in the last few days that he was heading to PSG, as they had a £25 million bid accepted from Porto for Alex Telles' services. Now, what's interesting now this morning is the Express, relatively reliable. They've had a lot of reliable breakouts. Now, they basically say that Chelsea are reportedly ahead of PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, in the race to sign Porto left-back Alex Telles in the summer transfer window. Now, obviously, this was a surprise to me because, we've all seen the Tagliafico links in the past few days, and we look certain that potentially with Telles going to PSG, which looks certain at some point, that Chelsea have contacted Ajax regarding Tagliafico. Now that contact was legitimate. In the last couple of days, we contacted Ajax regarding Tagliafico, and Tagliafico was quoted at £22.4 million, and it was a very fair price. He's a top left back, so I thought it was a good fee. Bear in mind they're the same age as Alex Telles. Now, this is interesting. Now, what this implies to me, what this signifies to me, is that Chelsea and the boardroom haven't got a certain left back target they definitely want to sign. Now, Ben Chilwell was a long-term target, but we've been priced out of move. We don't believe that he's worth that figure, and so we're now between Alex Telles and Tagliafico. Now, the issue here is we haven't fully set our mind or decided, yes, this is the left back we want. We're kind of casting our nets out here and seeing which one is potentially the cheaper option, especially as we are in the midst of a pandemic. Now, Telles and Tagliafico are both going to be relatively cheap, considering that Telles will look like to cost around £25 million and Tagliafico is quoted at around that £23 million mark. So the prices are extremely similar. This case, it's who's better suited to Lampard's system, who is the more technical fullback, who's the one that's going to give us more potential, upgrade our squad, who potentially could last longer, who's got more Champions experience. These things need to be considered. Now, I would say age, but they are the same age, so you can't really consider age in this situation. But both are going to be relatively cheap, and it's really a situation of, I believe we will sign one of Telles or Tagliafico, but we're going to have to keep an eye on this one. But leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, I want to propose to you guys, who would you rather sign at left back, Alex Telles or Tagliafico? And leave me your reasonings as to why. Who would you rather, Chelsea, and why? Now, getting into the next news story, and it does regard Philippe Coutinho, another player I spoke about a month ago, but I haven't really spoken about him recently due to the interest. Now, it came out today by the Daily Express that Chelsea remain favourites ahead of Arsenal to land Barcelona midfielder Philippe Coutinho. Barca are willing to do business on another loan deal, but it will cost a loan fee of £10 million plus all of his £250,000 a week wages. Now, for me, those wages are extremely astronomical. And it was reported by Mundo Deportivo as well today that Barcelona will demand a £9 million loan fee from any Premier League club that wants to sign Philippe Coutinho on loan this summer. Now, it's quite interesting. I know that Chelsea had potential interest, but we know that he is nowhere near a priority. No, we don't want to sign him permanently because, he's going to cost a lot of money, and plus, he's, essentially on the decline now. He's starting to pass his prime, and he hasn't been fantastic for the last 2 to 3 seasons. And there's other players that we need to sign him up in that are much better. Kai Havertz, Jadon Sancho, that are much higher on the priority list. I don't think that Philippe Coutinho is necessary. I don't think it's a priority, and especially it doesn't suit Lampard's system in the sense of we like to play counter-pressing football, pressing from the front. Coutinho doesn't press. He doesn't press, simple as that. Yes, he's got the magic inside him. He's a magician. He's fantastic at operating the spaces, moving the ball quickly, great shooting range. But we have Ziyech, and Ziyech has been better in the last few seasons. So I don't see how Coutinho is necessary. And of course, as the Daily Express reported, with its astronomical wages of £250,000, I don't see how Chelsea will agree to this whatsoever. I don't think it's quite realistic for him to come to Chelsea. Personally, I think it's a nothing story. Unless we were desperate, I would not see us signing Philippe Coutinho whatsoever. But leave me your thoughts, opinions. Do you disagree? Do you think that Philippe Coutinho would be a fantastic addition, or do you agree with me and think that there's better options out there and we should be looking elsewhere? So leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. Now, getting to the next story, it is Willian. Now, sticking back to PSG, it was reported by Le Temps Sport, the French publication, that PSG interested in Chelsea attacker Willian as his contract winds down. Arsenal, Barcelona and Spurs are also keeping an eye on his situation. Now, we know that Willian's contract expires at the end of the season, and there was disagreements. Chelsea only offered a 2-year contract, whereas Willian demanded his 3-year contract. Now, obviously, negotiations broke down, and it's looking like he will be leaving at the end of the season, hence why we are in the market for a world-class winger, i.e. links to Sancho, Havertz, Coutinho, etc, etc. You get the idea. Now, what's the report saying? Is that PSG interested? I don't see how this is realistic. I only think that Willian would leave for 2 reasons. Now, number one, he wants to stay in London. He's confirmed that in many interviews, and he has his own restaurant in London, as a matter of fact. He's been in London for the past 7 years. He's very settled with his family, so I doubt he'll be leaving London, hence why I think Arsenal and Spurs are the favourites in the situation. Now, PSG, like I said, he wouldn't really be getting the game time. You've got Mbappe, Neymar, Cavani, Icardi. You're not going to be going there to sit on the bench. I think he wants his first team football. He's good enough to start for Arsenal and Tottenham, and with Tottenham he has that Mourinho connection as well, so I see Tottenham being the favourites for this, especially as a free agent. Tottenham haven't got too much money to play around with, and so a free agent is more likely. I think this has got really into Spurs all over it. But that is just my thoughts, opinions. Leave your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. But the final story I want to talk about is Wilfred Ndidi from Leicester. Now, Mundo Deportivo, the Spanish publication, stated Chelsea have shown interest in signing Wilfred Ndidi should Jorginho move to Juventus this summer. Now, as a Jorginho replacement, in my personal opinion, it makes no sense. Now, personally, I think this is a nothing story. They were quoting they could be worth £40 million, which makes no utter sense completely, because if they're asking or requiring Ben Chilwell for about £60 to £70 million, Wilfred Ndidi is one of their top 3 players. He'd easily go for about £80 to £90 million. So that doesn't make sense, first of all. Secondly, Chelsea aren't really in the story. It's more of the Premier League clubs, and it's really Real Madrid who are really interested. And midfield is not really a priority. It's one of our best, departments. We have world-class players in that position: Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante, Ruben, Mason Mount developing, Billy Gilmore as well. I don't see how this is realistic whatsoever. I really think it's just a nothing story. But don't get me wrong, he's a top player, fantastic destroyer, great tackler, good shooter of the ball, quick, fast, agile, got the pace and power. His ball progression is not the best, which is why it doesn't really suit the Lampard system. But overall, he's a fantastic defensive midfielder, and he's crucial to how Leicester play. He plays down the narrow end, very pivotal to how they play. But leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you are new on here, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.